Okay, here we go. I didn't get very far on the fender installation because I'm missing a screw. But anyway, in the meantime, I'd like to explain what the hardware is here for those who are confused about putting the fenders on. There has been some confusion out there, and I can understand why. But here are the screws and washers and so forth, the mounting hardware for the fenders. And I've got them laid out here. Now, one of the things that is an issue is the washers, of course. There are 5 and 2 more, and they're very similar, very close in size, but they are not exact. 2 of them are ever so slightly larger. So the 2 larger ones go with this, with the long bolt and the nylock nut. This stuff goes together. These 5 washers belong with these 5 screws, these socket head cap screws. Okay. And we've got 2 of these threaded mounting plates, 2 of these, and these 4 black screws. And that's all good and dandy. This one here, this one has the washer attached to it, very small fender mounting washer. There are supposed to be 2 of these in the package, but I only got 1, so I'm held up. I can't put mine on. But anyway, when I get the right hardware to finish the job, I'll complete the video and show how the fenders are actually supposed to be mounted. Okay, some people have gotten confused, got their screws mixed up. I think they had issues with maybe using these and these wrong or something. But anyway, this is what you get, what you're supposed to get. You're supposed to have 2 of these, and unfortunately I'm missing one. But other than that, that's my first issue so far. So we'll see how it goes. I've contacted the company. I sent them a message and told them that I'm missing a screw, and asked them if they could please send me another. So we'll see how it goes. That's it for now. And we're back, getting ready to attempt to mount the fenders. And as for the missing screw, this is one I found in my stuff. It doesn't match, of course. It's a totally different type of screw, but it's the same threads. I don't like it, but I think it'll work. This is the one that I'm supposed to be using. I'm supposed to have 2 of these. One of them was missing, so I've got this one that I'm going to try to substitute. We'll see how it goes. And the first step, of course, is to attach the stays, the fender stays, these things here. And there are 2 of them, and they're just alike. There is no front and rear. They're just alike. Same size, no difference. So we'll attach those 2 things to the fenders using this hardware here, using the 4 black screws, these 2 little black straps, and the 2 threaded mounting plates. So we'll put those together and we'll come back. And the fender stays are mounted. You want to mount those centered as much as possible, this way. You notice the distance from there to there, they're approximately centered fairly well. Doesn't have to be exactly perfect, but you know, get them as close as you can, get them fairly well centered. And now we are ready to mount them to the bike. And the next thing we got to do, of course, is unfortunately remove the wheels. Oh, I dread taking off my back wheel, but let's do that. Let's take the back wheel off. We'll start with that one because that's going to be just a little bit more involved than the front fender. We'll take the back wheel off and we'll be back. Okay, one thing to note on wheel removal before you remove your wheels. I saw another YouTuber make this mistake. Here are your brakes. You don't want to loosen this. Do not loosen this that holds the cable. All you have to do is squeeze this in and it will unpop like so, and it'll open up. You don't want to loosen up your brake cable. This is all that's necessary. Simple. And when you put it back together, same thing. It'll go back together with no tools. It'll squeeze back together and reattach. Most people know that, not everybody does. So that's a little preliminary step to removing your wheels. Always just pop your brakes open. You don't have to loosen the cable. Okay? With the brake cable loose, we're ready to remove the rear wheel. Need a 15mm wrench. This is unbelievably tight. Ridiculously so. This is the tightest one I've ever seen, in fact. Oh, they must have put this on with an impact wrench. That's a little ridiculous. I've never seen one this tight. Okay, never before have I seen axle nuts this tight. This is ridiculous. Unbelievable. So much so that I don't believe I'm even going to be able to get it. I've never seen one this tight. This is unbelievable. I've never seen anybody tighten axle nuts this tight before. Man, holy Moses. It must have been some gorilla arms person at the factory putting this wheel on. One thing about it, the wheel would have never come loose. Unbelievable. That was ridiculous. Ow! Finally. Okay. Wheel is off. Thank heaven. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Never seen one that tight. Now, supposedly, we want to put this in here, like so. And supposed to be this little bitty screw here is supposed to be what goes on. Let's see how this works. And that goes in with a Phillips screwdriver. No issue there. The other one at the bottom is the one that I'm going to replace. The one that was missing, I'm going to have to do with my replacement screw, if I can. No issues so far. Make sure she's snug. Make sure that one's snug. Then the seat stays up. And we want to use one of our 5 silver screws with a washer. Place it through the seat stay and into the lower threaded hole on the chainstay. Put it in a little ways, finger tight. Leave it loose for now. Another little silver screw, another little silver washer, the other side. Making sure, of course, that you get these in straight. You don't want to get them cross-threaded. And we're looking good so far. Snug. And snug. Double check. Snug. Snug. Check this in here. Snug. Check the other screw one last time. And snug. And the rear fender is on. Now to reinstall the rear wheel. Successfully installed the rear wheel. Snug up the bolts now, or the axle nuts rather, without putting them ridiculously tight like the Gorilla Arms dude that installed them at the factory. Not necessary to have them that tight. Sure, you want them tight. You don't want your wheel to come loose, but there's no use in putting a breaker bar on it. That was insane. I've never seen one that tight in my life. And I've dealt with a lot of bikes. Well, maybe tweak the fender just a little bit. It's slightly off center. Just kind of push it over a little bit, and that looks good. All right. Reattach the brakes. This again shouldn't be an issue. Squeeze it pretty hard. On this one, it's adjusted pretty close. Pretty tight. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we got a little bit of brake rub. And have to adjust the brakes somewhat. I have to center the brakes a little, which is, where is it now? Okay, the centering screws right here. Getting there. There we go. Now we're almost there. Almost there. Okay, going to require a little bit more fine tuning of the brakes, but I'm in the ballpark. Anyway, there we go. So far, so good. And now we move on to the front fender, front wheel. All we need here is a Phillips screwdriver, a couple of wrenches, 10mm and 15mm. Let's see how it goes. First, we'll remove this. Release the brake once again. Simple procedure, squeeze, pop it open. Do not release, do not loosen your cable. Not necessary. Loosen the axle nuts and hope that they're not torqued down by some gorilla arm guy at the factory, which it looks like they have done just exactly that again. Ridiculous. On a bike. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Never have I encountered axle nuts on a bike that tight. Whoa. Whoa. I might as well have welded the darn things on. Whew. Okay. Takes care of that. Now I'm too tired to finish the job. It should be comparatively simple. Once again, I'm going to need 2 of the little silver screws and 2 of the little silver washers to attach the stays to the frame. Put our bolt back through. We took out the washer back on. Nylock back on, reinstalled. Screw it down close but not tight yet, leave it loose. Okay. Far so good. Still looks good. Okay. Swing our fender stays down. It seems that it doesn't want to start. Okay, a little tricky, but I got it. That one was a little fussy. I will screw it down a little ways, but leave it loose. This is a very trying process. This will try your patience for sure, but it's not impossible. And there we go. Got it. Finally, go back to the other one and tighten it up. Okay, those are tight. Put our wheel back on and see where we're at. No, I'm going to tighten it down a bit for it. And there we go. Front fender's on. Go back. Check the seat stay screws. I mean the fender stay screws. Okay, make sure they're snug. tight. These are tight. Check them one more time. Just a little bit extra. A little bit extra there. A little bit extra there. Go back. Check our axle nuts. Tight, but not ridiculous like they were from the factory. And reattach our brakes. All right, final thoughts. Here we go. In conclusion, I can say I'm well satisfied with the bike so far. I still haven't ridden it, but I've got it all assembled and ready to ride. Bear in mind that if you buy yours and you add on the rack and the fenders, you might have a little bit of a struggle with it. Not a real big deal, but a little bit of a hassle. Just be careful, watch what you're doing, make sure you get your screws in straight, don't tighten everything down until you get them all started, and go back and snug everything up. What I don't like about the bike, well, more than anything, the wheels. The wheels are out of true, not terribly bad, but enough that I'm not happy with it. Most people could probably live with it. I can't. I'm a perfectionist. I want my wheels true. I want my wheels to run true and my brakes adjusted close. So you can only get them so close when you've got some lateral wobble to the wheels. So unfortunately, for me anyway, that means I'm going to have to take the wheels off later on. I'm going to take them off. I'm going to put them on my truing stand, true them up properly, put them back on, and adjust the brakes in a little bit closer. Other than that, I don't see any issues. I've put my goodies on, I got my rack on, got my fenders on, added a couple little goodies, a little bag, a water bottle cage. I'm going to add a trunk rack to it, and lights, of course. Who knows what else? Maybe mirrors, I don't know. But so far so good, it looks good. Also bear in mind that you'll probably have issues with your brakes and derailleur when you first get it. I did. You're probably going to have to adjust the derailleur to get it to shift just right. I had to fine-tune mine. And you're probably going to have to fine-tune your brakes. They're probably going to have to be centered, especially if you have wobbly wheels like I do on this one. Not terribly bad, like I said, but they do run out a little from side to side. So bear in mind you will have to fine-tune your brakes and your derailleur. If you're not capable of doing it, you may have to take it to a bike shop and have it done. Not a real big deal though. Nothing major that I can find wrong with the bike so far. I guess that's going to wrap it up. I'm Sir Joey. Thanks for watching my stupid videos, and please like and subscribe if you like my content. Maybe I'll do some more. Have a blessed day, everybody.